Ball out. Ball out.
Bow, bow. Bow, bow.
Ball out.
Bow,
Ball out.
bow. All we do is bow.
Ball out.
Bow, bow, bow.
Ball out. Ball out.
Ball out.
Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Dropping by the mall out. Come deliver mail on y'all route. Show them what it's all about. Just get called out. Fall out. Fall out. Me and my clique, we don't fall out. Me and my chick, we don't fall out. We minding our business, keep y'all out. Break up, get up quick, then we hit licks till it's all out. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself, child out. I'm a recruiter, a high percentage shooters, gotta keep rifles and Rugers. Some people just trifling the losers. Watch for the jackers at night, they be cruising. I can put together. AR Kenson My hitters be tougher than leather. Can't nobody do it better. Glock 9 with the FN. Step in with my best friend. Best friend Smith and West End. If you miss 6, still catch 10. Ball out, ball out. Stall out. Pulling up outside the y'all house. Empty till we all out. I got the juice and I'm crazy. And if you not a killer, don't say. Hit squad ain't nothing to play with. Undertaker and a grave dig. Best man like Tate Diggs. When you in the paint, gotta play big. Hitters ignorant like cavemen. Went from good fella to made men. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Shout out, ball out, get called out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out.
OC, we can't hear you, buddy. Can't hear you at all. I would just say come back in. Come out and come back in. I don't know why we can't hear you. But what's up, y'all, man? Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports. OC, he having a little technical difficulty. He gonna come right back. Happen sometime. I mean, he was sounding good literally right before the video, and then he just left us. So, y'all give us 1 second to get OC patched back in. But we got a lot to talk about. So, I'll turn this music back up. Because y'all know. Y'all already know. Because it's some good news. It's a lot of good news. Man, breaking news. And definitely we go talk about this breaking news. Okay, we got the OC back. I was worried there for a minute there. What's up, OC?
What's going on, Boss Cowboy?
Yeah, man. So you know how it is. It's like a Nintendo game. You gotta take it out, blowing it. Yeah, man. We got a lot of breaking news, and we got a lot to talk about. Free agency is in effect. We got the Boss Cowboy guy that's out, so we keeping up with it, and we trying to, talk about this Cowboy stuff, man. So what's on your mind, sir?
Listen, it's a lot going on out here, and I think that with the Cowboys, I mean, there are tremendous opportunities. We know that the front office is a bargain shopper type environment. And you notice out of all the teams, right, the Cowboys have had the least amount of free agency movement at this point. So I'm interested to see what will happen as this first tier of free agents are kind of signed, and then what will happen with the second tier of free agents. That's what I want to see.
Say, listen. We got some good news, OC. We got my boy Jordan Lewis, man. We got my boy. So that's this broke about 20 or 30 minutes ago. So obviously I want to get your input on this. Cause I'm
listen.
You already know that, right?
Yeah, listen, Jordan Lewis is a dog. And we talked about this before. The difference between athletes and football players. Jordan Lewis is a football player. He's not perfect. He makes mistakes. but that guy is a football player, and I'm really happy for him that he's getting a 3-year deal. He's gonna have a chance to come back and really show what he can do underneath this new coaching staff. So I'm excited for him, Boss Cowboy. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited because that's a step in the right direction. Just that's all it is. And I was concerned, and I'm still concerned, but that was the right player to sign. I feel good because I was wrong. I was thinking that Jordan Lewis was not going to get signed because he seemed like he wasn't on the favored side. That's what it looked like. And in the end, he won out, and they worked with him. So I feel great. And Jordan Lewis, I also spent some time with Jordan Lewis at SportsCon. So it's always good when you talk to him firsthand, and he told me his story and his mental mind state of what he had to go through to just kind of keep battling it out. And he's kind of like a lower level Dak, OC. Like he's a lower level Dak in terms of mental toughness, and staying positive despite always going through the roller coaster of never ending competitions. So to see him win out, to see him get a chance to help us, and I think he's the guy, OC, that can do it, man. I think he's the guy that you trust in the big moments. I really do. I think that's the right move. I'm glad we're going to have competition. We can definitely say, at worst, our nickel and one of the corners is set. It's set, and I feel good, man. I feel real good. So I think the Cowboys, man, I owe you an apology. And I'm man enough to say when I got it wrong, I got this one wrong. And I'm happy about it. I'm so happy I got this one wrong. And thank you, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, for, making the right decision here. Because this moves us closer to 6, OC.
Yeah. No doubt. I think that Jordan Lewis is one of those guys that is super competitive, and he's a guy that he's a gamer. In the game, he's going to come up and make a play or two for you every game. He's not a guy that you're going to get through a whole game and you don't call his name, or he's making mistakes every play. He's not a perfect player, but he's an effort player. He has more skills than people give him credit for. And I think personally, because they paid him, they're going to give him every opportunity to really prove his worth, which I think will help the team.
Say that again, my brother.
Because they paid him, they're going to give him every opportunity to prove his worth, which will in turn help the team, the secondary in particular, be a whole lot better.
Man, and that's just, man, I just feel good about that, because now he also can say to a degree they believe in me.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't looked at the contract details yet, because that tells the ultimate if they believe in him or not. But at the same time, the fact that they gave him a chance, I just feel real good about that. They saying you echoing. So
yeah, let me try to unplug this. Hold on one second.
Yeah, and look, we can keep it going, because I got plenty to talk about while he work on his mic. I'm gonna put you on a brief pause real quick, OC, let you work that out. Now, also, while the OC is working on his stuff, the Boss Cowboy 2021 Offseason Cowboys Guide to the 55 is out. So you get an opportunity to go in this process with us and talk football with us and make the adjustments with us. That's exactly what the Boss Cowboy Guide is about. So it's only $5. And that's a really, really good price for what you get, because it started last year on the Boss Cowboy Guide, and now this year, obviously free agency looked a lot different, but going into this weekend, guess what? It's going to be updated with where we are now, with a cleaner copy. But basically, you can clearly see the people that we've signed, the people that we've let go, and you can see exactly what's going on as we build towards 6. So, and this was obviously made before Jordan Lewis was signed, so you can see all the people that have the contracts. OC, let me know when you back. So, yeah, so Jordan Lewis wasn't even signed when this was made, even like an hour ago. So anyway, so that's a good reason to make sure that you get a copy, tell your friends about it, and then also participate in the process with us as we go through the Boss Cowboy Guide. OC, I can't hear you at all. I'm not giving a sound bar even. So you might have to just come back in and then I'll see it. But yeah, so just and then Daisy said, how do I get a copy? Daisy, let me show you. So if you go to Amazon, all you gotta do is go to Amazon and put in Boss Cowboy 2021. And then it's gonna pull up last year's book as well as this year's book, which I would also say get both because it's really good. Especially when you can look at history, because when you look at history, and I'm committed to this, to doing this throughout the years, we're going to be able to see how we transition the team from year to year together. That's the whole purpose of us going through this together. So, and Wendy asked about the Patreon. The Patreon is up. Give us just a little bit more time to sink our teeth into the small bits of the details, and we do have the OC back. So, what's up, OC?
Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, you don't sound as good, but you sound clear. I'm cool. Let's rock.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was just going through the guide as buying you a little bit of time to come back, and so I was just kind of going through free agency. And I wanted to kind of deal with some people and get your thoughts on it. Because it's, Jordan Lewis was some good news. Then it was stuff, OC, I'm going to be honest, I was like, what? Like, and it kind of frustrated me because I saw us do a move and I asked a question. I said, something got to be going on in terms of concern with Liel or Smith. Right? And everybody came in, they were saying, oh, boss is dealt. It's dealt, boss. Oh, it's just dealt. It's like, hey, man, listen, I know it's dealt. I know this guy Ty is dealt. I get that it's dealt. But if you look at the pattern, if you look at the clear pattern of what they do, they usually go into the season with 2 swing tackles. The fact that one of their first signings was a 34-year-old swing, to me, that gave me some red flags. Like, and everybody jumped on my Twitter. Hey, boss, no, it's just dealt, boss. Boss, it's conspiracy theory. Oh no, boss, what happened was, we lost a guy, and then we brought a guy. We lost Cam, and we brought a veteran. That's what we do. And it's like, no. Look at the pattern. The pattern is we go in the season with 2 swing tackles when we have no doubts in Tyron Smith and Liel.
Right. Can you guys hear me without the echo?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
You sound a little different.
So listen, this is what I think. Keep it in perspective. This guy played less than 30 snaps last year. So I don't think he's coming in to compete for a starting position. I think that he is there because there are some injury or some performance concerns. That's what I think. We haven't heard a peep about Liel, and I don't want to speculate. We don't know what's going on with Tyron. We do know that he's going under the knife for the first time in his career. So we really don't know. Depth, Boss Cowboy, could be potential. Starting competition is doubtful.
You say starting what?
Starting competition is doubtful.
Yeah, and my thing was looking at it, OC. I was looking at it basically like still play better. Yeah, let me try to turn me up. They saying I'm coming in lower than usual. All right, I turn me up some more. All right, so listen. So basically, yeah, I should be much louder now. But this the deal. Like, Steele was playing good. He was playing good towards the end of the season. Like, for sure, OC. He was playing good. Now, I'm not saying great, but it's pretty common. I don't care if you're in college. I don't care if you're in high school. I don't care if you're in the NFL. You go with the younger guy when the younger guy is playing better or playing just as good as the 34-year-old guy. You always do that. And then you have a guy in Steele, and you have obviously Knight, who, yes, they're swing tackles. Are they absolutely top-notch starter grade? Yes. Yet no. But I was like, I thought that was settled. So to me, it makes me think, not saying that they're injured or that they're not rehabbing right, but sometimes I've been in training rooms, and so have you, OC, and we know, like I had surgery on my shoulder, so I went through this as a war wound. Like, I went to war and I had to get through that, okay? So I'm talking from experience when I say this. So they would give you a probability of being yourself. And they'll tell your coaches. They'll say, Marcus, based on his ACL, if he tries to fight this out, he's going to be, if he go out there now, 70%, 80%. If he can, next year, he'll be around 90%. So if there's a percentage that bothered them, that's why I looked at that sign in OC and like people, oh, it's just depth, boss, it's just depth. Like, oh no. To me, it I'm not saying it screamed concern, but it whispered it. Hold on, make sure you on. Yeah, OC, you might be having a short in your headset. Yeah, because now your sound is gone again. So just try one more time and then we'll do it again. But yeah, yeah, so that's what I saw. Oh yeah, and then Daisy. See, Daisy worked quick. Ooh, Daisy, don't do it like that. Look, Daisy said, look at Daisy. Daisy said, yeah, brought my copies. Absolutely. So Daisy went on there. No, I don't see a soundboard for you, see. But yeah, Daisy went on there and got it. That's what I'm talking about, Daisy. That's exactly how to do it. I appreciate that. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Patreon. We're going to open up also some ways for all of us to communicate and talk about the guide. Okay, OC is back. So we go talk about the guide. So we go back and forth on some of these candidates and really work through this together. Because like we were saying earlier, and I just want to show y'all real quick, you know, there's already some updates. Like we see Dak is signed, Dalton is gone, and we were just talking about the first move, which was Jordan Lewis. Then we just talked about Ty. OC, I want to talk about another person that's an update in free agency for both of us, and I want to get your perspective on it. Mr. Woods, what's your thoughts on Woods and him staying with us?
Yeah. So here's the deal. That is a value pick for the Cowboys. He is underrated as a nose guard. He improved the run defense when he was starting after the first 4 or 5 games. And they should have signed him to a 2 or 3 year deal. But no one matched that tender. So nobody matched that tender in the league. So the best he can get is the 2.1 that he has to play this year. So that's where it is, Los Cowboy.
Yeah, and the thing about that should make him play angry. You know, that's he should play angry for that. Like he should now, go take out everything on his opponents. That's exactly what he got to do, because he basically got to get people to, if nobody matched it, then it's like, hey, I'm gonna make y'all sorry you didn't, and that's how you got to take it at this point. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, the league can get it right on you and they can get it wrong on you, right? They throw away players way too early, and a lot of people play it safe. Like, you can't tell me that Poe was not playing it safe. So you went and got Poe. I said it last year. I said Poe is not better than Woods. It was a lot. Boss, you're crazy, boss. And I said, no, y'all looking at names. Go look at the tape. He is not. So it's one of those things to where the run defense got better when Poe got out of here. It's true. Now you gotta help him. You gotta help you gotta help Woods. You gotta get him more help in that middle and let him stay fresh. But at the same time, yeah, that's a great value pick. So I feel good about it, man. Like, and I just want him, and I think he will take it out on the opponents. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know he's training hard. I mean, from what I hear around the organization, and I think that, definitely it's an opportunity for him to prove himself, right? He's still young. It's a proving ground. There's a lot of good football left in him, and I think that he should come out here in the best shape of his life and trying to dominate and really be a true run stuffer from day one in camp. But the more interesting question is this: is that who will the Cowboys get to play that 3 technique? Who will we get, Boss Cowboy? Because the ones that I like, Leonard Williams, a couple others, those guys have already been resigned. So where do the Cowboys go from here in terms of fixing the 3 technique or the rotation or backup nose tackle for the Cowboys this year? That's my question.
Got you. And then Marcus, he trying to help you out. He giving you some technical advice because your sound is coming in different than before. He said, make sure you don't have an additional window open. That can be causing you an echo, because it is different than before. I can't hear it as much through the system, but they hearing it. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the obviously Xavier Woods. Is that's still a step in the right direction. It's the step in the right direction, and so far, I'm not in a panic. And I'm, at all. I'm not mad. I'm very calm because this is typical of the Dallas Cowboys. This is what they do. They have very quiet week ones. I agree with it. They don't splash. They don't overspend in week one. And they try to really up their game on comp picks. And they go after value. And I literally said it, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm so happy Stephen Jones does not shop for week one big name free agents. I am. And I really believe this. You can dress well from Marshalls and look like Macy's if you shop right. I'm certain of that. I've been watching this for a while. I know that there are some good value dogs out there that know they don't have the names, but they still have the legs. And I always subscribe to what Jimmy Johnson said. It's about getting the player right. That's the most important thing, getting the player right. So we also went through some players. I'm not sure if you got a chance to check out some of those YouTubes that we put out there, but we did put it out there. So DeMonte, we got that one out where we broke him down, and it's something that you should check out because it's a lot of rumors that's going on with DeMonte, and it's looking as if we're getting a little antsy at going after guys that Quinn knew before. And I'm not sure if I like that. And I also did a breakdown on the run, who I think is a super steal and actually perfect for us. Because he comes in as an older guy. He actually won him a championship with New England. So it's a lot about him that makes a lot of sense, you know. So if we watch him a little bit, you know, one thing I like about him is every time you see the ball, he accelerates to it. So I call those type of player adrenaline players, you know, and everybody doesn't have that. That's a uniqueness to his game. And then also one of the things that I love about him is he is a quiet monster. Like, he is Barry Church times 2. So none of us hated Barry Church when he was older. None of us. But this guy right here is a mix of Church with Wilcox, because that's Derrick Henry. And he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't backpedal. He reads run, and he hits him in the mouth. That's what I'm talking about, man. And so it's a lot of guys that we cover, obviously, in the Boss Cowboy Guide, but we also doing it by video. This is also something that I love about New England guys. If you watch them close, they're really good at high pointing, and he got killed for that. They are really good at high pointing the ball. That's a universal thing that go with New England trained players. So that's just one example. And I'm even, if the OC's mic is working, we go tune on some Al Harris, because he broke him down as well. But go ahead, OC. I see you chopping at the bit. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I just want to try to make sure that the sound is okay.
You sound great. Preach it, brother.
All right, so here it is. So you got Al Harris at the top of the screen, which is to me the top. Well, actually, that's not him. I apologize. We still on your first guy. But when we get to Al Harris, man, you're going to see him as one of the top free agent safeties that's out in the marketplace. But as it relates to this guy that we're talking about here, I mean, yeah, Boss Cowboy, he has great ball skills, right? And he's a willing tackler. And that's what you want. Look at this. He breaks down. He makes a great tackle. So, I mean,
yeah, open field all day.
So what you need from these people in terms of safety play is people that can take good angles, people that are willing to come downhill and make tackles, and people that can high point the ball or that show some type of ball skills. And so that's what you get with this safety in particular. And you see him over here over the 10-yard line, and just look at him accelerate here. Look at this. You see how he speeds up the past 4 or 5 steps?
Yeah, you can see it, bro. Let me rewind it. You can see his acceleration when the ball is in there. But go ahead. I'm glad you said that.
No. Listen, look at the acceleration. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
So that's quick twitch.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see from your safeties. That's what you want to see from your corners. That's what you want to see from your linebackers. Quick twitch people that can make cover ground and close the distance, so when people catch the football or get in the open field, they don't score.
Got you. And look at this open field tackle, OC. He's money on that all day. And like, he's a very technical, sound tackler. Like, you know, because I always say, man, when you starving like we starving for safety, why keep asking? Because I don't even want us to break down Harris, man. You want to break down Harris because we not touching Harris. You know what I mean?
He's too expensive, and the fans are right. I see him type in the chat. They say he's too expensive.
Yeah,
but if you did make
a
splash, he will be one of the guys you want.
Yeah, check this out. Let's break down Neil, because that's the gossip right now. That's what we're hearing right now. Let's talk about Neil. Cool. Let's do him.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So you can break him down, bro. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a guy, I mean, obviously that is a veteran guy, a guy that brings tremendous value, and a guy that, I mean, is good in coverage. I mean, even though he slips and stuff, I mean, he's still around the ball and he's still active and trying to finish, right? So, I mean, that first play is not as indicative of who he is, but this is, right? He's coming downhill, and I mean, he's getting in on the tackle. He's not quite as aggressive as the first station we broke down for you guys, right? Because we see him coming in, and he's kind of body tackling a little bit.
Arm tackling.
Stick your head in. Stick your head in there.
Put your hat on him, son.
Put your head in there. Don't make business decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, here he is again. Let's take a look.
Honest. You so honest. I appreciate that.
Here it is, right here. Get off the block. Here it is. Run. Right. Stick your head in there. Yeah, okay. He's getting tackles, but I don't like his form. This guy needs tackling drills.
Yeah. He's strong, right? And you know he like using his guns, But like
Yeah,
you
when
said,
you
man, I want you to get in there, man, and put that hat on him, like with your like lack of better words, put your ass in there, man. You gotta really
drop your hips and explode. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But just don't
said.
come and wrap the guy up with your arms like you give him a big strong bear hug, right?
And this is not
drop
saying
your hips
he's
and go
weak,
through.
y'all. We not saying he's weak. We just comparing him to other film that we've watched on others. I'm sorry, OC. Boop! He knocked him out though.
Yeah, he's strong.
He got a flag on him, but yeah,
He's strong.
It looked like he picked his battles.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: when you're strong, sometimes you play with bad technique, right? He has a lot of upper body strength, which is why he can come in there and just wrap people up like he does without bending and exploding, and still get them on the ground.
Yeah, Matt Harmon said. Matt DuPont said, "Damn, Harmon taped shitting on his." Yeah. I know, and that's all we doing. We playing the tape, the all 22, and we going through it. We gonna go through a couple of them. Why not, right? Let's compare.
Die on the sky don't lie, boss Cowboy. That's what they say, right? That's what they told us.
Let's get it. Go ahead, OC. You breaking it. You killing this though.
No, man, go ahead. So here he is again, right here. Again, too high, man. Too high. He's lunging. He's too high. I don't like that about him. Because what happens is when you play against a strong receiver or a strong running back, they're going to break that tackle. Because you don't have enough force and you're not wrapping from your lower body. Everything he's doing is from the upper body. So he's there on the tackle, but I don't like the way he's coming in. Okay, but that was a good solid tackle, right? He lowered his hips a little bit and he stopped the guy. So he's going to stop you. But he's around the ball, but he's not as good as the first safety we saw. I mean, I'm just keeping it honest. Let's look at him here.
Oh,
and you know
man,
what?
Pastor said flag football tackle.
Exactly, Pastor. Exactly, Pastor. And then here's the thing. When he comes out of his breaks, I notice he slips.
Yeah.
He slips out of his breaks.
Yeah.
Right? And when you slip out of your breaks, you know what they're saying to me, boss Cowboy?
Ooh, they killing him. They killing him.
You overextending. You're overextending, man. You need to chop your feet and get your weight underneath yourself.
Man, y'all killing him, man. Y'all killing him.
I'm just keeping it honest.
I know. I'm watching them too, man. They going crazy. Tyrone said Malik Hooker next. All right, listen. Hey, break down Josh Jones real quick. Go see while I pull up some more guys real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man. Yeah, go ahead.
There it is.
All right. So Josh Jones, all right, let's take a look at him here. Now he's fluent with his hips. He flips his hips very, very fast, and he makes a play on the ball. So he's an athletic guy, right, that can open and run. He has really, really good speed, and he's real, real fluid. So he's more of what you call like a coverage guy, which is fantastic, right, because the Cowboys need coverage people, right? So look at him here. He's going to come up here, and he's willing. There he is. That's a good form tackle, son. That's a good form tackle. He gathers himself. Here he is again. Look at him. He's going to gather himself, gather. Boom, he's right there. Notice how the running back goes back. Yep. Excellent, son. Excellent. I like it. I like what I'm looking at.
In the game of inches, you like this guy because he don't give up inches at all. He don't go backwards. Go ahead, though.
Here he is again. He's running. He takes an angle. Accelerate, pushes him out of bounds. I don't like the bad angle.
Yep.
But I do like the acceleration.
Yeah, he makes up for it with that speed. I said the same thing on this breakdown. But go ahead.
Yep, so as you see him here, all right, so he's tracking. Okay, now he accelerates so this guy doesn't go get sticks and pushes him out. So that's a sign of a little bit of not being 100% intense at all plays, but again, he makes the plays, so I'll forgive you. All right, so here he is. He flips his hips around. He's a really good athlete, and he gets in on that tackle.
Bad angle, but he gets that tackle with a better angle. He should have knocked his head off.
Exactly. So here he is again, tracking, boom. All right, so he gets down. So we notice a pattern with this guy. He makes plays with his athleticism, but he's taking bad angles.
Yep.
Takes bad angles. So here, that's another bad angle he took.
Yep.
But again, he's
and
fast.
he still make up for it with his speed.
But if he takes a good angle on that boss Cowboy, that guy doesn't get a first down. He knocks that guy out of bounds 2 yards short.
Right. Yeah, that was a bad. I mean, I said the exact same thing on this breakdown. This is the first time you broke him down, too.
Yep, here it is right here. Good speed.
Bad angle.
Bad angle, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's take another look.
Yeah, this guy's 6'2". Geechee breaking him down. He's 6'2", 4'4".
Good athlete, though. Flips his hips. Boop, locates the ball. Fantastic play. That's awesome.
I hate that he slipped, man. Like,
yeah, I hate it too.
Yeah,
but he's fluid.
Yeah, he fluid, but I would still coach him hard. Like I would, I would try to coach him hard, like, cause he got too much athleticism. He got all pro athleticism.
He does. Look at this. Look how he locates it at the
Yeah,
last
and
second.
that was against Hollywood, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Dude running with Hollywood.
Exactly. And Hollywood is a sprinter. If you
It's
guys
a
don't
little
know
bit of
that.
an echo, Allen, man, but just rock with us today, man. We'll clean it up.
Here we go. All right, very good job. I mean, get the guy out of bounds. I mean, that's Jackson. So you got him out of bounds for less than 10 yards. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I want to.
He gets off a block. That's good.
Let's look at. I want to look at a couple of more safeties with you, OC, just real quick. And we can even look at Anthony Harris. Let's just look at him from another level perspective, just on what, because we trying to see, right? We all going through the guide together. Those of you who bought the book, we also go look at the film and we go say, is there a massive difference between Harris and what we just saw in Josh Jones, like what we're looking at right now? Okay, so I'm gonna turn on right now and let's just take a look at it. And OC, let's just break this down together. So this is Harris. This is your guy. Go ahead.
Yep.
OC.
That's my top free safety here. The high point, beautiful. Look at
High
that.
point, yeah.
High point, beautiful, beautiful. Perfect angle, good extension. I mean, if you show it from the other angle, they can see it if you have it teed up. If not, that's okay. But that was a perfect example of how to play center field.
Yeah.
And this is against Drew Brees. This is a Hall of Famer. Look at this. Look at this. Last second. High points it.
I say
Perfect.
Duran high pointed a little bit better though, because
All
he
right.
was more parallel to the ground. He wasn't really like at his most vertical point, but at the same time, like I'm coaching him hard too. You know what I mean? Like, but
Well, let's
but
look
at
at
the same
Harris.
time, it was a great play.
So look at him against Aaron Rodgers. Here's another Hall of Famer. So I'm looking at his performance against competition. Here he is, cuts underneath. Fantastic.
He gambled on that.
He gambled on it, but here's what made his gamble good, is that he was on track pretty much angle-wise, and Aaron Rodgers actually underthrew that ball.
Yeah, if he would have put it on top of him, he would have
got
chunked him. It would have been a nice
got
chunk
it.
play. But it was a good gamble because he took away that angle, and it was just bad judgment, but he took advantage of him. That's bad quarterback judgment.
So what we see with Anthony Harris here is ball skills, clearly.
Yeah,
So he's a
clearly.
guy that's going to get you some turnovers. And that's what I like about him. He's a ball hawk. He makes plays on the ball. He's not trying to knock the ball away. He's trying to catch the ball.
He dropped that one. And this is
dropped
the
that one.
deal. Like, we know he costs too much. What we're doing together today is we just looking at the differences of him. So we looking at him, how he moves, obviously, plays that he makes. When the ball comes his direction, what does he do? That's what we looking at with him. And then we looking at Josh, and we looking at all those other safeties. And we just saying, okay, so we looking at the difference between top shelf steak and shrimp, right? And a hamburger. That's what we doing. It's saying, will the guys that we showed you earlier whet your appetite? Will they come in? Obviously they would, because, it's not, we don't really believe in Xavier Woods. But at the same time, like, what are some of the guys that we can improve with that's within Steven's budget, right? So that's why we're looking at him. So, OC, let's break down one more, and then we'll get back to some of the stuff that's happening and also our free agents. He looks slow.
I think that on this play right here, at a 5-yard gain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that you don't like, right? You like the coverage, you like all of that, but the shuffling of the feet in the hole, instead of coming in and accelerating through the tackle, going through the man, that's the part that you don't like.
Right. So let's look at Kenny real quick. Kenny Vaccaro. So Kenny is, we just saw Anthony Harris, and now we're looking at Kenny. One thing about Kenny is you can see Kenny doesn't move and have the game speed that Anthony Harris does, but he's as solid as they come. He is as reliable as the Energizer battery, right? What you go get with Kenny. You go get a solid tackler. He's not gonna be the type of guy that's gonna bait you into a lot of interceptions. but he's going to be very steady. He's again, the best way to say these mid-range safeties are, and these sure tackler type guys. Very good job on Lamar Jackson. Very good open field tackle on Lamar Jackson. That's not easy. Never think that's easy. But the guys like this is they will cause a lot of punts. That's what they do because they're steady, you know. And we haven't had even steady in a long time. What you got on them, OC?
I second the motion on what you say. He makes the plays that he's supposed to make, right? He doesn't overwhelm you with his speed, athleticism, quickness. You know, he doesn't look nearly as good as the guys we've even seen, athletically speaking. But on fundamentals, making tackles, being where he should be, when he should be there, he's really good. And so that's kind of what you want. If you're looking for solid value and solid safety play, that's who you want, right? But you're not looking at him to make a bunch of big plays for you. But he's a guy that's not going to cause you to lose the football game because he's making silly mistakes.
And I want to look at another safety real quick too that a lot of people are not talking about. So when you decide to subscribe and get the Boss Cowboy Guide, we not giving you just the big names. We not the names that we know Steven is not going to get. This is Daniel. Daniel's an older safety out of Kansas City. He is a better, I would say, Heat. He's a better version of Heat. Like, he's matched up right now against Diggs, and obviously Diggs is getting ready to kill him. But one of the things you see here is he take what I call a double step, and that causes separation. So he's not the type of guy that you ever want to match up against your athletes ever. But he's the guy that you want to match up against your tight ends. If he end up on the Cole Beasley type, you might as well go and move the chains. But he's a ferocious player. He's a hard hitter, and this is not the game that really highlights him as a striker. I don't even want to insult him by calling him a hitter. He's a striker. He will bust you right in your nose, you know. And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is a safety linebacker type, right?
Yeah.
This guy's not really a pure coverage ball skill guy. He's a guy that's built best to help you stop the run.
He played that strong good, though. Like, I see him play okay in coverage. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, again, to your point, Boss Cowboy, I think he's okay, right? In today's NFL, you don't really you need to be good in coverage because you're going to end up facing some really, really good receivers. And if you can play in that slot against a quick receiver, he's going to get worked because he doesn't have the lateral quickness and the speed. But he takes good angles. He plays real hard. I mean, he can cover him for a few seconds, but you better get some pressure on that quarterback because if he's sprinting down the field versus a Tyreek Hill or any one of these elite slots, then he's going to get a little bit left behind.
So, and then this is obviously Carl Josephs. So Carl Joseph is also somebody that'll be an easy upgrade to the Dallas Cowboys. And if obviously he will pay more strong, but you can see right here he's playing free, and he's also a very good open field tackler, and he's more than a dog. Like, he's Jason mixed with Freddy Krueger. when it comes down to coming down here, fearless. Like, he's an absolute animal. And he is somebody that was also one of our 30 visits. So if he was one of your 30 visits and he was one of the ones that got away, why don't you send him a hey big head text and say hey. And he's cheap every year. What you got on him, OC?
Yeah, I mean, what you like about the guy is that usually he's in good position, right? And we're only showing you a couple plays of these guys, right? We can show you tons. But with this guy, he is a solid guy, and he's a physical, willing tackler. That's what I love about him. He's physical. So he's a guy that if you get led in a play, like, he could actually hit that receiver and make him pay. He's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah. Absolutely, OC. So, yeah, I don't want to give y'all everything, but this is the type of stuff that the insiders are going to get in our Patreon, where we're going to do this together. Sometimes we're going to have separate film breakdowns. It's going to not only be throughout the free agency period, which is now, we're going to be doing this for the entire season. So, like the Joneses always say, when you scouting, it's a 365 day, 7 days a week type of deal. That's what it is. So We always keeping our eye on talent. It's always steals out there. And that's honestly, OC, why I'm so glad Stephen Jones does not shop in week 1. You don't have to. You don't have to. Go ahead.
You got a good nucleus, and you got to get value to stretch that salary cap out with the reduction this year. And I think that overall, besides signing Dak, I mean, they playing it smart, and they have a lot of options and opportunity. They got Antoine Wood at a value pick. They didn't even have to sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal, man. They got him on a 1 year deal. They got him on rent, right? Rent. And he's a 3 year starter. So that's great in terms of cap, and in terms of management, and in terms of being able to go out and get other pieces that you might need.
And Wendy said, we need better than okay. I feel like okay is good when you've been where we were. Just being honest, Wendy. Like, it's one of those things I take okay. It's like church was okay, but okay was like so satisfying in 2016. Okay was like, thank you for okay. And I know what you mean. I like people like Wendy who have ambition for greatness, and I never will fault that. But I'm so hungry, Wendy. I'm sorry. Just give me a burger. You know what I mean? Give me some nachos. I don't want a cracker. I don't want a cracker, but give me a burger. Give me some juice. Don't give me no water. I want some juice. Give me something. You know, because I think we spoiling ourselves, OC. Like, because we starve and we reach for Simmons, and we need to get Al Harris, and we need let's shuffle through the trash. Oh, let's talk about Earl Thomas. Let's Earl today. Damn, man.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, first of all,
I cut you off, man. Give me a second, man. Your volume sound good. We go fix the echo. Go ahead, OC. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I said that I think that Earl got to stay out of trouble. I'm hoping Earl can stay out of trouble, first of all. But I think that what you got is, on one extreme, you got really, really bad. Okay, this is where the Cowboys were this past year. Really, really bad. Then over here, you got really, really good, okay?
Yeah.
But if we can average 28 to 34 points a game, we'll take being okay. Because that'll give us a chance to win in the NFC East. We don't want that, Wendy, so I agree with you, Wendy. We want to be really, really good. But you got to pay to be really, really good. And on a cap-strapped season, because of what happened with COVID, if we can maintain or build upon the offensive continuity with Dak being at the helm, if we're okay here, we're not just great, we're not horrible, then we give ourselves a chance to win. And that's what we want. We don't want another season like we had this past year. And that's how I see it right now, Boss Cowboy. But of course, we want to strive for
They
excellence.
beat us up too, man. They giving it to us. My boy D.A. Lee say, it's sad. We have to settle for average, bro.
D.A. Lee, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. But
It is
true.
what it
It's
is.
true. But they not backing down. Joe Trino, he coming even harder all the way from Italy. He say, after waiting 25 years for a Super Bowl, I want great players, not bargains. Okay. All right. Okay.
So to Joe's point, Joe, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate your faithfulness. But listen here, we don't have to be great in every position. We just need one really good player in every section of our team. So as an example, if we had one really, really great defensive lineman that played great, that would help us. If we had the two linebackers that we have with all-world potential, if one of them played really, really great, that would help us in that position. If we had somebody in the secondary come up with more than one interception a year or two interceptions a year, and they can get 5 or 6 of them, that would really, really help us. So we don't need all positions to be great to be a good team. We need somebody in each position group to play really great with some solid play around him, and that can help us.
We finally got somebody got our back, bruh. My boy Bluff. Marcus Jones. Thank you, Bluff. Thank you. They were pounding us on this, and I don't care. It's what Bluff said. Bluff said it right. We just have to improve at every position. Can't have 22 Pro Bowlers. Thank you, Bluff. Bluff, thank you. And
You can't pay him
Bluff.
all.
And Bluff, we doing a draft like me and you. I promise you, man. OC, I'm gonna tell you, this dude right here. Oh my God, like he knows these draft bars. Like I really can't wait till me and you get down. And I want you in my house, okay? I want you to come to my house. I've been in your house. I want you to come sit down with us, and we go set a table for you, and we go talk through this guy, and we go make my book better. Me and you, Marcus, Mr. Bluff. But let me ask you a question, though, C. To Bluff's point, would you be satisfied with a Josh Jones, okay? A Josh Jones or an Abuye with Jordan Lewis and Diggs? Would you be okay with that? Hold on, let me turn you up. Go ahead. Would you be okay with that?
Well, boss Cowboy, based upon our new defensive coordinator and our new defensive, what do you call his position? He's our pass
Passing
defensive
game
coordinator.
Yeah, that made up stuff.
Right. So boss Cowboy, then wouldn't it be his job to take an athlete like this guy, number 29 at the bottom of your screen?
Yeah, Josh Jones.
Wouldn't
But
it
I'm
be-
just saying, because I'm trying to paint the picture that don't look bad. That look good. Like
That don't look
Josh
bad at
Jones,
all.
That look good. Like
That don't look bad at all.
Yeah, and like I take that. Like I would take right now and feel better about my defense. Carl Josephs, I would feel better. I would feel a lot better if we did that, like with Abuye. You know what I'm saying? And that's before the draft. So I don't see the doom and gloom yet. I want to get past free agency, man. I want us to get up to week 2, week 3. I'm not crying on no week 1, man. We know what they go do at week 1. Like, why we crying? Like, you know, y'all gonna make me sound like Jane Slater. Because y'all went off on Jane Slater, man. Y'all did her bad. And she was right. She told y'all, you're spoiled. Damn it. And it's like, you are spoiled. Yes. We want Thomason. We want at least one. But it's like, I get it. I want them to get just some ballers in here. I'll work with you. Steven. And that's why y'all gotta like really get that book, man. I'm serious about that, man, because we got a bunch of people like this. Like, shoot, man, we got a lot of sleepers. We ain't even talk about half of them. You can ask Pastor Douglas. He hit me up about that. He was like, man, I like your corner section. My God. I'm like, yeah, man, you don't gotta go shop top shelf to build a good D. And just ask yourself, do you want the Josh Jones first year start and already beat Xavier Woods? He's 6'2", 220, 4'4". Sadly, though, OC, now I had to put on my shades because I got clear views right now. The sad part, this the saddest part. There's a lot of people listening right now. The saddest part is we already had Josh Jones. People don't even know that. It's a lot of people.
That's true. They don't know that.
It's sad. We already had him. We had him, and what we pulled that typical Dallas Cowboy. We like our guy. That's what we did. We already had people don't even know he was on our squad. He was already on our squad. He went from Green Bay to the Dallas Cowboys. When he played good, but they didn't give him no more chances. And they stayed with missed 6 or 7 tackles in one game. And they didn't do anything about it, OC. He was already, that dude was sitting on the sidelines, brother.
Look, I don't even want to get started on that. I'm just going because I can go. You know what I'm gonna say about that.
No,
Listen, man. This is old.
See, because we keep saying, OC, we keep saying we need to spend money. Sometimes it ain't money. Sometimes it's just be fair, man, or play the best man. It ain't always week one. No, just put Josh Jones out there, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, here's the deal. When you got a scout that vouch for a guy that's not as good as a guy you picked up off waivers, then what happens is there's angling and positioning in the building to keep the guy on the field that the scout vouched for and that you happen to be paying the most money, even if he's underperforming. Remember what I said about Jordan Lewis at the beginning of the show? Because they paid him, he's going to get every opportunity to prove himself. So just remember that in professional sports, especially with the Dallas Cowboys, if they pay you, it doesn't matter about your performance, at least for a year or two. They're going to give you every opportunity to prove yourself, even if you hurt the team, miss tackles, miss interceptions, cause us to lose games, and you're not really no good. That doesn't matter. This is business. And the way that the business is done is that if they invest any amount of capital into you, you're going to get every opportunity, even if you're not the best person for the job. And unfortunately, that's the nonsense that we deal with as fans with the Dallas Cowboys. And hopefully, the only thing I can hope is that the defensive passing game coordinator and the new defensive coordinator and Mike McCarley, that they will have something to say if there is political jargon as it relates to players and how they play based upon friendships and kinships. And I said it right. Friendships and kinships, not performance. This is a business. So if it's really a business, we run it like a business, baby. And the business is, what have you done for me lately? Do you play well? Do you make plays help us win football games and give us a chance at 6? And if you don't, stand over here next to me, or we gonna put you on some waivers. One of the two.
Moving the chains crazy. I did a show with her Saturday. We stayed up till like 5 in the morning talking football. Crazy. So y'all make sure y'all follow Moving the Chains. She's also a writer. She's a very, very, very good person. We had fun. I had a lot of fun with you. Hopefully we do that again soon. But hey, real quick, I do want to make sure, because we got a couple of more topics that we want to go over with everybody that's listening in. One of the things that obviously we want everybody to do is to make sure you go to hit those likes. You know, that helps us out. Obviously it's an algorithm that we trying to keep up with, and you got to go out there and hit those buttons for us. So make sure you go to our YouTube. Our YouTube is way up now. I mean, it's growing very fast. I think we were one of the fastest growing YouTubers right now. I mean, we coming from the bottom, but we here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. So, and also, we definitely want y'all to continue to support us on Facebook. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe and follow, so that, because we getting ready to have a lot more content. As you can see, we have ramped up a lot. The ramp up will continue, where we will show and showcase a lot of talent that's available for the Dallas Cowboys throughout free agency. We're going to also, for those who support the book, I update it every week, so your book should update automatically, right? So you're going to get, when I update it, it's going to show exactly where we are in the process, who was also signed during week 1, so that we can know what's available and left. And then we'll be able to talk about and do film sessions on the remaining candidates. So going through the Boss Cowboy Guide is a process. It's not a one-time purchase. It's where we really kind of go through this together, and we're going to have more and more sessions, and you're going to see us also go live more, where we're going to talk a lot of football, greatly. We also have the call line, and then we didn't introduce it today because I didn't want to test it live. I want to test it in a safe environment, but it's here. So now we're going to be able to take calls directly from everybody that follow us. And, you know, obviously we're going to, you know, showcase your name and who you are. And we're going to greet you with Your Voice Matters, because it does. And we're going to talk football. You got something on that, OC?
Listen, we're very excited about a lot of things that we have to come. Sorry about the echo, guys. We will get this fixed, okay? So you guys got to hang in there with us today. The Patreon is going to be on and popping in the next week or so. It's going to be a lot of perks for you deciding to become an insider. We're going to give you exclusive content, insight, and access to us in a variety of ways. And so, listen, you guys want to be a part of that. If you're a true football fan, a true Cowboys fan, and you want to get more insight, and you want to be a part of that. And so, we happy to bring it to you. And we got some new stuff cooking that we don't even tell you right now. We'll tell you probably next show, whatever Boss Cowboy thing. We'll tell you probably next show. But we got some new stuff cooking that'll be happening in the spring and summer, and we're excited to share it with you.
Hey, man, real quick. They asked me to put a link of the book. Let me go get that link, and while I'm doing that, let's just give him one more, just real quick, on Tashawn Gibson. I want you to break him down while I go get the link, and I'm gonna feed it into the show, real quick.
Absolutely.
OC, you got it. Hold on, let me turn you up though. Y'all give me a second, man. I'm over here acting brand new. Go ahead, let me start it over. Go ahead, OC, you got it.
Yeah, so I mean, what you see with the safety here is that he's a willing tackler, right? He's physical, he's sprinting downhill in the hole, and he's making a tackle there. And so you always want to see that from your strong safety position. The thing about that is that you can be susceptible to play action fakes and get beat over the top if you're too aggressive running downhill. But let's look at him here. He waits, he beats the block, and he does what he's supposed to do. He pushes the guy out of bounds. So great play.
Yeah, and this is Tashawn Gibson. He's out of Dallas, Kimball.
All right, we got South Dallas in the house representing Kimball
So
Carter.
he would
Right?
love to come home. That means a lot too.
So nice, smooth back cut, right? Boom.
Man, great
That's
break
what
too.
you want.
Great break.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that was a
You
great break.
you want your free safety separating man from ball.
Yes,
Boom.
he
Here,
did.
ooh, he's honey.
Yeah,
He's honey.
yeah,
He's honey. He's sticking his head in there.
yeah.
So that's what you want to see. So that is what makes receivers scary, guys. When you have a safety that plays like that, that's coming with evil intentions, that's what you want when you have a safety running down here. Here he is, running down here. He gathers himself. Okay, he's right where he's supposed to be. Nothing else he can do there. Push Kamara out of bounds. So we'll see him from another angle here and just kind of see how he moves and how he plays. But if you notice kind of the manner in which he runs, he always has his weight underneath his hips, and he's always in a position to strike you. And that's from his coaching going way back to Kimball, because that's how they teach these boys down in
Man,
the
don't
South.
be hyping
Man,
up
they
Kimball,
teach you to
man.
gather and hit.
You hyping Kimball.
I'm hyping him. I'm hyping South Dallas, boss. I'm telling you, man. These boys are taught to gather and hit, man. They're taught to be strikers.
That was me, man. I forgot that. I forgot the sound comes through the computer now. But let me turn that off, because I was trying to get y'all the link. But I might have to put the link in there later.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We'll put it on the page, boss Cowboy. Just post it
we'll
on the
just
page.
put it. I'll post it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on my page.
There it is. Problem solved.
Yeah, problem solved. So, man, I was trying though. But yeah, man, it'll be on the page. Now, just real quick, man, before we get out of here, I just wanted to cover a couple of more things real quick, and I'm gonna rapid fire this, OC. So Noah Brown signed, so is Wilson. And then there was a conspiracy theory that was put out by RJ Ochoa, where he said, what are the odds that the Cowboys moved on from LP just so that he wouldn't pass Jason Witten for most games played in franchise history? A wild theory, but I mean, what good reason is there to really move on from LP? And then I want to then talk about this. We're going to throw it all together and gumbo this thing. No team received more compensatory picks than the Cowboys at the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. The Patriots received the highest compensatory pick at 96th overall. A reminder, compensatory picks are eligible to be traded. So let's throw all that together real quick like a big bag of gumbo.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Jason Witten thing to me in terms of games played is like reaching for news. That's just my opinion, man. I think there's nothing to it, man. I don't really think it's any big deal. As it relates to the compensatory picks, it lets you know the Cowboys are positioning themselves to do what they've always done, which is build through the draft, which is very, very smart on the Cowboys' part. So maybe they package a couple of those picks to move up to a higher level of compensatory pick, or they just stand pat. Because the Cowboys, overall, they scout pretty well. But back to my previous point, will they politic you once you get in the building? That's the question. But they scout very well. They're going to get good athletes and good bodies in the building, which is to the Cowboys' advantage when you're cap strapped, right? They can get good value 3 to 5 years with a lot of these picks, guys that can help your team get better or either create depth. So I think their pattern is to actually keep their picks and to actually draft the compensatory picks, get them in the building, and let everything wash out that way. That's the Cowboys' pattern versus trading in the last several years, in my opinion.
William asked a good question. He said, do you like the safeties in free agency or in this draft this year? I love both. Not love. Well, I love the free agency class. I like the draft class. I love the free agency class. And I think this free agency class, you can win a championship with this one. You can win a championship with this one. I really mean that, William. I really feel like we not as far as we think. I really believe that. I really feel like we need to get a little bit more push in that middle. There's some ways we can solve our middle and stop the run better, and that's gonna open it up a lot. And you don't have to have like Harris back there. You don't. We don't even have to be with how high powered our offense is, to be all the way honest. We don't even have to be top 10. We just want a solid D. We need a D that's gonna get us 3-4 stops. And that's not even asking that much, man. You know what I mean? We couldn't stop nothing last year. So it's one of those things to where I'm gonna be happy with just like a burger. I mean that because we're gonna be way better. It's like what Marcus Jones said. Get this 22 better. That's all we talking about right now is guys that's gonna come in here. Like, you can't tell me Carl Josephs don't make us way better.
No
Not
doubt.
just better, way better.
No doubt.
You know, it's you have now an enforcer. And like, you can tell me if Bouye was on this team with a Carl Joseph, that's good enough right there. With Diggs, with Lewis, right there, that's good enough. That's
Agreed.
good. That's
Agreed.
solid. That's not like, yo, that's Dion. No, that's not Dion. But you know who that is? That's James Washington. That's Kevin Williams, and that's Larry Brown. Championship. Mm-hmm. That secondary was not sweet into Dion, but they got 2 rings off of that. Mm-hmm. So that's go ahead.
You just got to be good enough to compete and win, man. You don't have to have 22 all pros to a point made earlier, but you got to have guys that have the ability to make plays, that are physical, that are willing, and guys that are not going to be back there and just straight lose the game for you. And unfortunately, we had too much of that this year.
Yeah, we can't have guys that lose the game. That's it. And like I do want ballers. I'm with y'all too. Listen, I want ballers, but it's like I'm also trying to be realistic on my expectations. It's like we was all-time bad last year. I just want us to get to good, and then next year let's get to great, right? Our offense is already great, and I'm trying to come up with solutions, and the OC is coming up with solutions, and Geechee and all the people that rock with us, and Boot and everybody that's rocking with this movement. William Keel with all the ideas all the time, and Keystone, everybody, is all about what can we realistically do and what are real options that fit Steven. Like, I'm not gonna go to him and keep presenting Tomlinson and Al Harris and Simmons, and we can talk about those dream wish lists, but we know this man has not made a week 1 splash free agent since Carr. Like, I think it was Carr. Like, I think Carr was the last one. Oh, come on, bro. So, like, at some point, we been dumb. At some point, you know how the man is. Let's talk about options. That's like, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. Like, what else you got on that, OC?
I mean, you said it perfectly, Boss Cowboy. I'm just going to second it just very briefly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you marry a girl or you got a girl and you've been with her a long time. Like, she don't like Chinese food.
Why give it to her?
Like, so why are you bringing home fried rice? She don't like that. Yeah. Right? So eventually at some point you got to get it through your head that it's not going to be a good reaction if you bring certain things to the table. So Jerry Jones, I mean, Jerry Jones is a more of a splash spender, right, than a Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones is going to be your budget guy. He does not want
Hold on, OC.
in free agency. He does not.
He doesn't.
He
He's serious
doesn't. He'd
about
rather
that.
build through the draft, and that's his
Yeah.
MO. So we
And
got to
it
flow with
works.
that.
And it works, y'all. Like it does.
Absolutely.
It works. And see, the OC said it best. Nobody said it better than the OC said it. We get them in, is do we politic them out? Y'all heard that? I heard OC say that. We get them in. Will McClay got Georgia Loca in here. Good price. Will McClay got Clinton Dix in here. Good price. He went and got Josh Jones, a second rounder that was drafted right before Woolsey, bro. Did y'all hear what he said? The OC hit it on the head. Bam! That's what it is, man. It's like, no, it's not about just the spending of the money. It's about what do we do when we get them in the building. And it's sad that we got to like actually have a parade because Jordan Lewis got signed, because none of us was expecting it.
It's true.
None of us was like, oh, yeah, we should. Everybody was saying, oh, yeah, we don't think he's coming back. We couldn't say because it's play, though. None of us. Was we saying this was his play? Mm-mm. We said he had some flags this year. This was his bad flag year only. But we was like, he ain't coming back because we was expecting a Dez type thing again. That's what we was expecting. So now, man, like let's sound the alarm on what's really going on. It ain't the big name. Steven is actually right on budgeting. He's right. Like, just think about it like this. The man has always planned for COVID, not knowing COVID was coming.
Exactly. Exactly. Plenty of reserves.
Damn, I need to say that again. The man
That was
is,
good.
the man, here you go. The man has planned for COVID, not knowing COVID was coming. Look at the other teams and how they breaking up everybody. Starters gone. But it's like what OC said, don't mess up Will McClay when he get him in here, man. Don't be over here trying to show I was right. I was right. I was right on Anthony Bryan. All right. No, don't do that. I see something in that Xavier Woods. I know we got the big guy over there, the 6'1" guy, that 4.41 speed. But hey, it ain't always athleticism. It's not always leadership. Dude, no, it's athleticism. A lot.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the tape, guys. The dude can turn and run, and he hits,
And
he makes
$1 million.
tackles.
He cost it. His cost was $1 million. $1 million
GG.
for that play, bro.
GG.
On our team. So,
GG.
also, we got some more fun stuff coming out before we get out of here, man. We gonna be doing this a lot. This was my very first, because I don't do these until I finish the book. Because I feel like, why play the simulator until I'm very familiar with all the players all the way from the first to the 7th rounds? You know what I mean? So I don't ever play these simulator games until I'm fully done with all my research. And because I also need to know what's deep and what's kind of weak in terms of a class, so I can have a strategy in these simulators. And look at that. The very first simulator Boss Cowboy did. Out the gate, baby. And nobody but you, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this right now. Cause I know I covered it all. OC, I want to hear you too, real quick, because we gonna do these live. We gonna do a lot of these going forward. This is gonna be what we do all the time. But I'm gonna tell you right now, yes, I did get chased, and you better not say so. I saw some people try to say something about that. Man, y'all silly. Nobody can question me on the chase. Go ahead real quick, OC. I know you trying to go.
No, listen, man. I ain't gonna say nothing to you, but I mean, I like the simulator, but I just want to say it's a simulator. And look, we gonna get into this a whole lot more. And I'm glad you made the Boss Cowboy. But all I'm gonna say is that Chase ain't gonna be there at pick number 10, Boss. You know
How
better
you
than
know,
that.
man? See,
But
y'all
he
go
ain't
with
gonna
this
be
God
there.
stuff. Y'all
Okay,
kill
he
me.
ain't gonna be there.
Y'all get on my
He ain't gonna be there.
everlasting nerves with this old God. Y'all feel like y'all Jesus Christ, man.
Listen, he ain't gonna be there.
You just ain't gonna be there. No, saying it over and over don't mean that it's gonna be like that, man. I'm telling you, he could very well be there, OC. Very well so. Yes, he could be there. Because, bro, because you know what? Everybody does this when it comes down to this draft. Everybody make the same mistake every year. You know what y'all mistake is? Y'all act like everybody logical. That's what y'all do. Y'all don't factor in foolishness. You don't. You always got these, well, he should get a tackle. That person is going with a quarterback. Like, you don't remember Jones going top 6. You don't remember Farrell. You don't remember Mitch Trubisky. It happens a lot. You got to factor in dumb. That's number one. Number two, the man ain't had his pro day. So we got to let him get past his pro day to see what kind of shape he is, right? Because if he run a 4.5, brother, or even a high 4.4, he could slip. He really could. Because the last 40 he ran was a 4.41. And people are leery of players that opted out. You can have people that play it safe. See, because you thinking logical, OC, and this is an easy L you taking from me. Like, I didn't mean to beat you so easy, but this is easy how he can slip, bro. Like, it's a lot of reasons why he can slip. Like, you got to imagine yourself being a scout, and you got to go report to Steven. And then you talking to Steven, and Steven say, boss, Marcus, why should we go with Chase over Smith when we just saw Smith, who's still in shape? What's your answer, OC?
Well, I wouldn't work this guy out personally, Mr. Jones, and he's in top-notch shape. He caught 65 balls at his pro day. We made sure that he caught at least 65 balls at his pro day. He actually ended up dropping his 40-time balls.
Oh, he dropped it? So you go just
he ran a 4.38, and then he ran a 4.40. Okay, because LSU wide receivers have never shown up on pro days and ran slow the last 5 years, boss Cowboy.
Without him actually running it yet.
I'm telling you that this guy is not going to run no 4 or 5, and I'll say it on the show, and I'll bet you a steak dinner. All right, so write it down, everybody. I'll bet you a steak dinner. This dude does not run 4 or 5. He was far too dominant. Yes, he opted out, but so did Penei Sewell. He opted out. So did Penei Sewell opt out. He's still going in the top 5, boss Cowboy. What you do is you got to go back, and what scouts do is you got to go back and you got to look at the previous tape. And his tape, his junior year, was utterly dominant versus all competition.
You right. Okay, let me tell you something. See, because y'all draft. When you say in top 10, almost anything can happen. Almost, except for the quarterbacks. But almost anything can happen. Did anybody see Darwin James falling that far? No. Did anybody see Ridley falling that far? No. Did anybody see Allen falling that far? No.
Yeah, I did.
Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf fell to the late second round, past 58. With a mid 15 round grade. Like, people overanalyze OC. It's true.
But he was never a top receiver. So let's take DK Metcalf, okay? This is the big difference that you got to consider, okay? And this is why you probably go take this L, okay? It's because it's the top 2 grades. It's him and it's the Alabama receiver. Those are the top 2 receivers in the draft.
I gave you like 6. I see what you're doing.
I'm giving you
I gave you 6 examples.
You don't see a talent like a Chase fall not in a draft where you had COVID and you don't have nearly as many elite receivers as you've had maybe in some other drafts. He's below top 10, boss Cowboy. Of course, anything can happen. We always could theorize, but based on the data and based on what's happening right now, boss, let me say this. It's extremely unlikely that this man will make it to 10.
Yeah.
Extremely.
But if he does,
Yep.
then with her, I'll cut you off. But if he does, I'm getting him. Period. And then Joseph Osai. Oh my God. I kill that. Because see, y'all envisioning him as an outside linebacker. I'm envisioning him as an inside linebacker. I think he's that athletic. I think he's just like Clay Matthews to where, and then Andrew Cisco and Keith Taylor. Bro, I killed this draft, bro. This draft right here. And then I got Kerry Vincent. I had somebody jump on my page, bro, talking foolish. Oh, you got a third or fourth round corners. I said, man, you ain't looked at them, bro. You have not looked. Look at everybody, some homework. Go look up Kerry Vincent and Keith Taylor. I got Keith Taylor, my number one corner. And I got him in the third round. He's my number one corner in the entire book. Now, when I'm right on there, I don't want to hear no tears, all right? And I took care of the one tech. And I got us a guard. Y'all think, no, Landon is my guard. He's my guard. And I got David Moore for another guard for just competition. And that's really the start. I should have drafted him first. Pookie Williams for special teams. And I got a sick linebacker too. I got everything I want. I got 2 linebackers. I got everything, man. We'll win a Super Bowl with this. So we're going to be doing this more and more and more. It looked like you wanted to say one more thing, OC, because it looked like you kind of...
Well, Wendy said you cut me off and that just was ugly. You could just see Wendy in the comments. She's fired up. She said you just cut me off and you're being ugly.
Yeah,
and that's what she said. But listen. Let the people speak, okay? Let's take at least 1 or 2 comments about this, because you know everybody is a genius in their own eyes.
Yeah.
But what do the fans say, Boss Cowboy, about your selections, Boss Cowboy? Because I don't agree with all of them. I mean, mine will be completely different than yours, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why we do the show, right? Because listen, your voice matters.
Yeah, and then William asked me real quick. See, William messy. You messy. Listen to William on this. Jose said something about feedback. Yeah, man, I can't do nothing about that right now, my brother. Just try to listen better. My boy said, Boss and OC, if you choosing BPA, would you draft Justin Fields at 10 as Dak insurance? McCarthy drafted A-Rod with Favre at the helm. Man, you... he got some more with this too. He said McCarthy drafted A-Rod with Favre at the helm. Crazy. But could he be there at 10? What you doing, OC? What you doing? We ending on that one.
No, I'm not drafting Justin Fields at 10. I just signed and guaranteed this guy $126 some odd million. He's too young. I'm going another route. Maybe draft a quarterback later in the draft if I want to draft somebody as an alternative. That's my short answer. I could expand this, but that's the short answer.
Got you. So, no, I wouldn't do the BP at that one. Quarterback would be my exception because it would create a quarterback controversy. Just immediately, it would create a lot of drama immediately. It would send a real bad signal and come across as disrespectful. Even if he the best player, I wouldn't do it. I would more so want to move down. That's what I would do if he's sitting there, because I would bet that it's a team that's going to be thirsty, extremely thirsty to go get him, you know? So I would look at him, because that was the original vision that the OC and I had when we was really anxious about wanting us to lose at the end of the season, because we wanted to be around 4 or 5. That way we could raid a team, like raid them, like, and just get super picks from them. That was the vision that the OC and I had of why everybody was, hey, let's win out. Let's try to. I was like, oh, please, God, please don't win. I was going for the Bengals. I was going for San Fran. I was going for every one of their teams. Because I knew Andy Dalton wasn't going to take us nowhere, man. Just honestly. And my goal is 6 all the time. And if it's not this year, it's next year's 6. Because I knew Andy wasn't going to do nothing this year, man. Come on now. It's common sense. So that's my same thinking with Fields, though, is I would want somebody that's anxious for a quarterback. I would try to move down and just raid them for a bunch of picks and then really go crazy in the draft. if he's sitting there at 10. That's how I see it, my brother. So yeah, so y'all go see us. We go fix this sound thing. I don't know what's up with the sound. It's the first time we had sound issues. And I know how to flip.
Sorry about that, Jose.
Yeah, and I know how to flip everything back to the way it was, and whatever. But we'll figure this out. And then Jerome Hill said team trade down. Yeah, I ain't mad at you. It depends on who's sitting there. Like, if I'm not passing up on Waddle, I'm not passing up on Pitts, I'm not passing up on Parsons, I'm not passing up on Chase, I will move down if it's anybody else there. Like Slater, I'm moving down. I'm moving down.
I don't know. That's a tough one now.
It's tough, you think?
He's really good, boss. He's better than people think.
And see,
he could come in and start for you.
See, Joe Tricino
you just paid a 34-year-old tackle.
See, Joe Tricino just said something. See, this is why I wouldn't pick him. This is why I wouldn't pick him. Joe said I would pick OT from Virginia, Christian Darwinson, with our 10th pick. See,
he's good too.
See what I'm saying? And this is the problem with picking Slater. This is a solid tackle class. So you go likely come out good, bro. Either way, so go down. That's why I'm cool on Slater. Because it's gonna be people that's gonna play just as good as Slater in this draft.
You got until, in my opinion, the end of the second to the middle of the third to get the premium tackles that can come in and start for you to this season. So to your point on that, agreed. But if you want a power roll grader type tackle, Slater's your guy. If you're trying to run power football with Zeke on the inside and you want options at the guard and the tackle position, Slater's really good.
Yeah,
he's a power tackle.
Marcus raised a good point, and I like what you said too. Both of y'all saying the same thing in terms of your vision. I love your vision on this, and this is where I would take a back seat to what both of you are saying. Slade is an elite guard. Like, if you talking about doing that, oh yeah, I'm cool. Take him. Take him.
Good job, Marcus.
Take him. Yeah.
Jones, that is.
If you thinking kind of like he go kind of get the scraps of Tyron Smith, and like you're gonna kind of wean him up slow to be the starter. No, but if you're talking about like taking him the Leah Collins route, where you stick him at the guard and just instantly make us, like the OC just said, a power team. Cause then like that our offense would be just wrong. Just we could do anything we want. We could do anything we want. We could air it out, get ahead of you, and just demolish you while we close it out. Like we would just, it would be, everybody would eat. Everybody. That would make at least 5 Pro Bowlers on offense alone. Zeke would be a Pro Bowler. Dak would be a Pro Bowler. Cooper would be a Pro Bowler. Lamb would be a Pro Bowler. You know they go give it to Zach. That it's probably good with 7 or 8 with just that one pick. Man, I'm talking myself into Slater.
Think about it.
Okay, so Slater. I would get Slater for guard. And anybody else, I'm moving down. The rest, I'm moving down. So yeah, man, that's it for the show, man. But we definitely got a lot of more stuff coming, man. Thank y'all for staying with Boss Cowboy Sports. OC, did you have anything before we close out here, my brother?
No, I appreciate you guys sticking on, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We'll get it fixed, and we'll have a whole bunch of new stuff that we didn't even get a chance to get into today on the next show.
Got you. So, so definitely thank y'all for following us, and you can obviously follow Boss Cowboy Sports on Facebook. The Twitter handle is a little bit different, where it's at @Cowboy_boss. But everything else is Boss Cowboy. And really thank y'all for what y'all doing with the YouTube, because it's growing and it's growing fast. And we just really getting started on really putting a lot of quality info out there, and I really appreciate that. Also, we thank y'all for the people that really donate to us in those cash apps, and put a couple of dollars towards the movement. It's greatly appreciated, and it does go right back into the business. So we really appreciate you, and we thank you for being a follower of Boss Cowboy Sports. And remember, we're loyal, but not devoted. Y'all stay up.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.